It always seems impossible until it's done. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. It is better to lead from behind and to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory when nice things occur. You take the front line when there is danger. Then people will appreciate your leadership. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Never, never and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Where globalization means, as it so often does, that the rich and powerful now have new means to further enrich and empower themselves at the cost of the poorer and weaker, we have a responsibility to protest in the name of universal freedom. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Money won't create success, the freedom to make it will. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. As long as poverty, injustice, and gross inequality persist in our world, none of us can truly rest. Our human compassion binds us the one to the other, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learned how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. Let freedom reign. The sun never set on so glorious a human achievement. Courageous people do not fear forgiving, for the sake of peace. Only free men can negotiate. A prisoner cannot enter into contracts. If there are dreams about a beautiful South Africa, there are also roads that lead to their goal. Two of these roads could be named goodness and forgiveness. In my country we go to prison first and then become president. Any man or institution that tries to rob me of my dignity will lose. There are times when a leader must move out ahead of the flock, go off in a new direction, confident that he is leading his people the right way. There is nothing I fear more than waking up without a program that will help me bring a little happiness to those with no resources, those who are poor, illiterate, and ridden with terminal disease. Nonviolence is a good policy when the conditions permit. I will not leave South Africa, nor will I surrender. Only through hardship, sacrifice, and militant action can freedom be won. The struggle is my life. I will continue fighting for freedom until the end of my days. There are many people who feel that it is useless and futile to continue talking about peace and nonviolence against a government whose only reply is savage attacks on an unarmed and defenseless people. Our single most important challenge is therefore to help establish a social order in which the freedom of the individual will truly mean the freedom of the individual. Let each know that for each the body, the mind, and the soul have been freed to fulfill themselves. No country can really develop unless its citizens are educated. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. I should tie myself to no particular system of society other than of socialism. Running taught me valuable lessons. In cross-country competition, training counted more than intrinsic ability, and I could compensate for a lack of natural aptitude with diligence and discipline. I applied this in everything I did. People respond in accordance to how you relate to them. If you approach them on the basis of violence, that's how they'll react. But if you say, we want peace, we want stability, we can then do a lot of things that will contribute towards the progress of our society. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. Without education, your children can never really meet the challenges they will face. So it's very important to give children education and explain that they should play a role for their country. Does anybody really think that they didn't get what they had because they didn't have the talent or the strength or the endurance or the commitment? I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. Nelson Mandela. Inspirational quotes for success. More motivation videos, like and subscribe. To ring the bell icon to the channel Empowerment 888.